basically I'm from Uttarakhand, but I stay in New
Oh,
Delhi.
really?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you're from Hyderabad. Oh,
No.
I
I'm from
see.
Uttarakhand.
Okay. Oh, nice, ma'am.
Yeah, do visit Uttarakhand. It's a beautiful place to visit.
Uh-huh. I've
Even
visited
Hyderabad also.
Tamil Nadu and all. Tamil Nadu and
Hmm.
Bangladesh.
Yes.
Yes, I
That's
visited
quite
over there.
like Hyderabad and all that. That's
Oh, I'm
quite
sorry, ma'am, not Bangladesh. Bangalore. I'm
Bangalore.
sorry, I
That's
got
why I was like,
confused.
Bangladesh is
Yeah,
like out
yeah,
of India.
sorry. Yeah. Yes, Bangalore and this Tamil
Bangalore,
Nadu.
yeah, I have plans. Like I have few office meetings and all that. So
Uh-huh.
maybe
Oh,
we'll
nice.
visit over there. Let's see.
Nice. Yeah.
Like
I
Bangalore,
prefer
I was
Riyadh,
planning
but
to shift.
okay, I see.
But the thing is that over there, the cost of living is too, because I stay with my family, so I never go
Uh-huh.
through the cost of living and all that.
Okay,
But if
okay, yeah.
I'll shift to Bangalore, then everything I have to manage on my own. So
On
over
my
there,
own,
my
yeah.
friend told me the cost of living, like for example, if you're earning 1 lakh rupees a month, then
Okay.
30,000-40,000 rupees you have to spend on your living, like paying
Oh,
rent, paying food expenditures,
yeah,
clothing, and all
yeah,
that. So that's
yeah.
quite
It's too
high over
expensive.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
So they preferred me that no need to shift anywhere, just stay there wherever you are.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm the one like from my childhood itself, I stayed with my family only. So
Okay.
quite of not comfortable living alone and quite not used to it. So it
Yeah.
will be very difficult.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why I
I
just skipped
visited
it.
like some ancient what do we say?
Temple?
Temples.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
temples over there.
Of
It
Hyderabad?
was really beautiful. No, Bangalore.
Uttarakhand? Okay, okay.
Bangalore.
Yeah.
I never
Yes, yes, yes.
visited Uttarakhand, ma'am. Never.
Okay, it's a
You're the
hilly.
first person I know from Uttarakhand.
Okay, and
Yeah.
like it's basically, it's basically the hill station, the
Uh-huh.
mountains and
Yeah, I
all that.
see. I see. I
So it's like
visited
that.
Kodai Canal. That is in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that is also a very, very, very beautiful place, ma'am.
Yes, right. I
All the
the
hills and all.
mountains and all that. Like I'm a mountain
Yeah,
person as compared to
I
beaches and
see.
all that. I
Uh-huh.
prefer mountains. Like though I
Okay.
cannot survive over there because when we travel, so
Yeah, right.
I feel like vomiting. I feel suffocated during traveling.
Oh, that is my brother.
Like I
He
don't
feels
like in
suffocated for some reason.
yes like
He
see
wants to, yes, see, ma'am.
in like the bay like see I can travel a kilometers, hundreds of kilometers in plain road. But in
Mm-hmm.
mountains, you have, round.
Yeah, right.
That the,
Yeah.
in between roads have
Yes,
been cutted in
exactly.
the mountains. So,
Yeah.
like, whenever I visit there, my stomach go round and round. So, I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable, traveling over mountains. But I like
Yeah.
for
Yes,
vacation
I
itself,
get you, ma'am. My
I
brother is exactly like
prefer.
you. He likes it, but then
Uh,
his health get down and like he just feels suffocated even though it's very open. Yeah.
yes.
Yes, I know, ma'am. I understand it.
Yeah. So, like, what about you? Like, you prefer beaches or you prefer mountains?
It depends on my mood, ma'am.
Okay.
It's on my mood.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Because I never went for beaches, particular beaches. So I would say
Okay.
mountains, but maybe, once I'll visit, so maybe I'll prefer
Mm-hmm.
beaches. Nobody knows, but kind
Yeah,
of.
beaches are really very beautiful, ma'am. It
Hmm.
depends on my mood. I don't know. It
Yeah.
depends on my mood.
In India,
Like
we don't
both
have
are good.
my in India we have very few places where
Beaches are
beaches are
there.
there. Goa and
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yes. Hmm.
Tamil
Yes, ma'am.
Nadu, Kerala, right? There
Yeah.
are beaches, Kerala, there's a
Yeah. Yes.
lot of beaches. Especially Goa is famous for beaches.
Yeah. Goa. Mm-hmm.
So kind of. Let's just see when we'll visit.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's just start with the chapter number 3. Then we will do the macroeconomics, right? Because these
Okay.
three chapters are basically related to reforms and economic and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
once you complete all the three, you can relate it. Okay. Hmm. So first, this is the introduction part which you will read. Okay.
Okay.
And then you will get to know why I have said economic reform since 1991. That was 1950 to 1991, the previous
Uh-huh.
chapter, right? But now after 1991, whatever economic reform you established or India established, that will come under this. So
Should I
quickly,
read the introduction?
yes, yes.
Oh,
You will
okay.
get to know why, we introduced reform after 1991, why there was a need.
Okay. I just read the half paragraph and I forgot I have to understand.
Yes,
But
you have to
yes.
understand. You didn't get it?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I did get it, but not completely.
Okay,
Ma'am,
because you don't.
what do you mean by like hampering the process?
Hampering means
Hampering.
it is disturbing or stopping.
Okay.
Right? For example, you
Yes.
are studying and your brother is coming again and again and disturbing you. So that
Yeah.
means he is hampering your studies.
Yeah, he is actually.
It's the story
He's
for
playing
all the
songs in the
younger
other
brothers.
room, ma'am.
He's younger
No,
or
ma'am.
he's
I'm not
elder?
younger, but elder.
Elder one. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
Just
in
1 year.
college.
Just 1 year elder than me.
Okay, so he must be in college, right?
I'm in 12th grade, so like he finished his 12th. Now he's
Okay.
waiting for the universities and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he is free now. So he's chill. So somewhere.
No, he's not disturbing me, but he's playing
Hmm.
songs, and the room is like just right beside me. I can hear it. Yeah.
No issues. You have to manage it.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I did understand, but I need your explanation.
Okay. So you have completed it? No?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I did.
Okay. So over here, what happened? Since independence, India was following something, right? There was a mixed economy and everything. So whatever policies, India adopted, right? The agriculture, the everything, right? That was quite different, right? So now
Yes.
people were not satisfied with it, right? So what they
Okay.
said,
Yes.
people were not satisfied with it, and what they said that we want something else, right? So that's why they demanded that we need to change this policies. That's why reform. Reform means again introduce this policy. We are not satisfied with this, like this. For example, I gave you a test. I was not satisfied with the performance. So I will give you the retest, right?
Yes.
So similarly, here also they were not satisfied with the economic policy, so they forced for the reform. Clear?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So these are basically the reform that were introduced after 1991, because till 1991 they were following that reform only, right?
Yes.
Now let's just do one by one. First of all, why were economic reform introduced? Right? The first
Yes.
reason is government was not able to generate sufficient revenue from the internal source such as taxation, right?
Yes.
See, government main motive is to introduce, generate tax, right? Why? Because of the taxes, government will, generate revenue, and government will doing all its
Huh.
expenditure,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So, but
Yes.
government will, just a minute, huh?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now the government was, just a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now this one, the thing, and plus the public undertaking was not very high, right? The income
Hmm.
whichever government was, introduced like getting, that was not high, so that government was unable to, meet the expenditures, right?
Hmm.
Plus revenue source very low, so it was like basically, like, if they have to spend a lot of money to meet the challenges like unemployment, poverty, population explosion. They have to meet this, and they have to spend a lot, right? When
Yes.
your problems are bigger, you have to spend a lot to correct that, right? The
Yeah.
government was also spending a large share of its income on areas which do not provide immediate returns, such as the social sector and the natural development. Okay, so government was basically unable to do this as well, and at the time, that foreign changes borrowed from the country's international financial institutions. So what was happening? See, now I borrowed it from you. I have to return it. Yes or no? I was
Yes. Yeah, you have to.
but I don't have money. How will I do this? Tell me. Is there any option for that? No. Right? I
Yeah.
need to,
Yes.
whatever
No.
policies I am adopting right now, I have to change that. Right?
Yeah.
Plus,
Yes, you have
over
to.
here, the prices, when you have less amount of things, the prices increase. Right?
Yeah.
Over
Yes.
here, because of this, what was happening? The prices were increasing. Right? And
Hmm.
import grew. Like people started importing it from other countries, so import grew at a very high rate. Plus, foreign exchange reserve declined. We had some foreign exchange reserve that also declined, and we were so much at a weak point that we had only that much. We don't have enough money to purchase the things, to import the things, even for the 2 weeks, right?
Huh.
So, and
Okay.
even whatever money we have taken, we have to pay them back. We don't have money for that also, right? Because of this, no country, for example, I have taken money from you. Now I have to return you. I told you that next month I'll return you, and now there's the next month. January I took the loan. Now I promise you that Feb first I will just return it, but I don't have money. So what I will do, I will ask my other friend to give me money, right?
Hmm.
But
Right.
my that friend also knows my situation. So what will happen? He'll also refuse it, right? So
Okay.
similarly,
Yeah.
what was happening? Other countries, like,
Other
they
countries
also
will
basically,
not also.
they were
Hmm.
not willing to lend to India, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's why
Yes.
India approached international banks and IBRD, popularly known as World Bank and International Monetary Fund, and over there they received this, right? But what
Yeah.
happened when they got the this money? For example, I am giving you money. I'll keep a condition, right? They
Huh.
said that okay, we are giving you the money, but we need one thing in return. So India said yes, sir, yes, sir. So they said you need to change your policy, right? So
Okay.
at that time, India was in need of the money. So India said, okay, sir, I'll change my policy. And because of this, India introduced new economic policy in 1991. And over here in this new economic policy, India reformed its policy. Clear?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this was the whole story. You also got why there was a need because of this situation, and who was
Yeah.
the last immediate cause. This internet, when India went for taking loan and all that.
Wait.
This
Wait. What,
was
ma'am?
this. See, these are the causes why
Huh?
economic reform were introduced, and then this
Yes.
is the immediate cause, last one. You know, because these were the things that was happening. But when what was the immediate cause means, like, that this happened and immediately India changes reform. So this was the last point, that when India approached international bank, they put it this condition, right? So this was the immediate cause. Because of this, economic reform were introduced in India. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, quickly read it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, coming to the next one, which we will be doing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, the set of policies can be broadly classified into two groups, right? So, we made policies and it was in two groups. One is stabilization measure, one is structural reason. Okay. Stabilize. See, for example, there's a student who is not getting good marks, right? I cannot quickly change him and I can ask him now from tomorrow. I cannot do some magical things and from tomorrow onwards he'll score 100 on 100. No. There is a strategy. First, I need to make him stable, right? And after
Yeah.
that, whatever approach he's following, I need to change that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what it was done. First of all, the set of policies can be broadly classified into two groups: stabilization and the structure. Stabilization means stabilization measures are short-term measures intended to correct the balance of payment. Okay, so whatever issues I am facing, so balance of payment is basically, you don't know this, I'll tell you. Balance of payment is whatever I have taken it from some side outside, whatever loans I have, everything. First, I need to correct all that, right?
Yeah.
And
I
then
remember
that
my
way,
teacher explaining this to me and I was paying attention. I
yes.
wasn't paying. Mhm.
Okay, don't worry. I'll just teach you so at that time you can pay attention. Okay.
Yeah.
And after that, I just changed the structure of whatever policies India was adopting. First of all, I introduced three terms. One is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Okay, liberalization means I independent all the industries. Privatization, earlier everything was under government control, so now I privatize it. Then globalization means
Yeah.
entirely I have two things. Like global means you can send everything entirely in the world, not it is not confined to only one sector or particularly to one area. Okay?
Yes.
Hmm. Quickly write it down. Oh, sorry, quickly read it out. Then we will do liberalization, then privatization, then globalization.
Yes. Mm, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, give me a minute.
Okay, then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, will you come back?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Nice. Okay. Liberalization. Liberalization means freeing the Indian business and industry from unnecessary control and restriction. Okay. So whatever control and restrictions are there, like licensing and all that, you have to remove that. Clear?
Yes.
Hmm. Then after this, because of this, first of all, how will you do this? First of all, deregulation of industrial sector, right? So earlier,
Mm-hmm.
industrial sector were under control that you have to do this, that, right? But now you will
Yeah.
deregulate it, right? First of all, government official will like you can there are few industries which you can start with the without the getting the permission of government official. Okay. Plus,
Yes.
over here, like first of all, earlier, what was the regulation? First of all, you need the government official permission. Second, it was not allowed to have many industries. Plus, there was a good that only small scale industries can introduce. Then, plus, there was a price fixation, right? But now,
Yes.
after deregulation policy, first of all, abolition was licensing was abolished. Like you can establish your industry without a license, but if you want to establish alcohol, cigarette, hazardous chemical, industrial explosive, electronics, aerospace and drugs and pharmaceutical industry, you need license. But apart from that, you can establish your industries. Plus, public sector as well as private sector, they can establish the industries. But public sector, like defense, atomic energy, there is like only private, public sector will be there, no private sector. Plus, there were like many goods produced by small scale has now been de-reserved. Earlier, it was reserved for the small scale industry, but now they are de-reserved.
Mm.
Plus, in many industries, the
Yes.
market has been allowed to determine the prices. Many industry market can determine the prices. Clear? So,
Yes.
first of all, you will read it liberalization, then you will read this one, and then these two. Then we will do the next part. Okay.
Mm. Okay, ma'am. Uh, yes, ma'am. License. Yes, ma'am. Or produce. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the next one, the financial sector. Okay.
Yes.
So it's like financial sector includes financial institutions such as commercial banks, investment banks, stock exchange, operation and all that. Right? So financial sector in India is regulated by RBI, right? So over here, RBI is deciding everything. What will be the cash reserve ratio, the saturatory, the bank rate, everything, right? But now
Yes.
what is happening? There was some reform that were introduced. First of all, if you want to establish the private sector, both Indian and as well, these you don't need, you can establish it, right? Plus foreign investment, you can do it around 50%. Plus over here, if you want to establish new branches and all that, you don't need the permission from RBI. For example, you have one bank, you want to establish its branch. You no need to take permission.
Yes.
But
Take
if you want to
permission. You can just go.
establish a new bank, then you have to take the permission. Okay. Plus
Yes.
over here, foreign investment, institutional investment, you can do such as the merchant bank and mutual fund and all that. They don't need any permission from RBI. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Read it quickly.
Financial sector. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tax reform. Okay. So tax reform are concerned with the reform in the government taxation and public expenditure policies, which are collectively known as its fiscal policy. Okay. So first of all, what did they reduce the taxes? Okay. When they reduce the taxes, because of this, earlier people were doing tax evasion. Tax evasion means they were skipping the tax. They were not paying it. Right. But when you will reduce the tax, of course, everyone will do. right? And it will help
Yeah.
government to do the thing. Then over here, now what they do, they introduce GST. Earlier you have to pay this tax, that tax, so many taxes, right? But
Yeah.
goods and service tax you have to pay, right?
Yeah.
So this is
Yes.
what you have to take. And then next is foreign exchange reform. So first of all is devaluation. Devaluation of rupee means you are going to increase the foreign exchange rate by the government, making the domestic currency cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Earlier for one
Yes.
dollar you were paying 70 rupees, right? But now for
Okay.
the same dollar you will pay 80 rupees. So it is devaluation of rupee, right? The
Yes.
value of rupee got low.
Yes.
Right? This is what government do. Plus sometimes the foreign exchange deregulation is there, like to increase the the exchange rate, they change and keep according to RBI. If they want to purchase it, they will increase it. If they want to sell it, they will decrease it, like that. Okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Tax reforms. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now coming to trade and investment. Okay, so in order to protect the domestic industry, India followed the regime of quantitative restriction, right? So over there was a restriction that you will not import this from other. Why? Because if you will import it, so nobody will purchase from India's own country, right?
Yes.
So for example, if you are purchasing something, you have to pay a lot of tax. So people will avoid doing that, right? So this is what
Yes.
government did. The trade, first of all, dismantling the quantitative restriction, reduction in tariff rate, and removal of licensing. So over there, now you want to reform it, right? You want that
Mm.
people should come and invest over here. So first of all, you will dismantle the quantitative restriction, reduce the tariff rate, plus you will reduce the licensing procedure. Clear? Then
Yes.
liberalization means you will import licensing was abolished, plus quantitative restriction were removed from the like April 2001, and export duties also they were removed. And why this was done? First of all, international competition was very much important. Why? Because if there is no competition, you know that only this is the seller who sells the thing. He will not sell a good quantity. But if there is a competition that okay, if you will not sell good, people will start importing from the foreign company, right?
Yeah.
So to increase the competition, plus to increase the foreign investment in technology, to profess the efficiency of local industry, and to adopt the modern technology. Like someone will come here
Yeah.
and establish an industry, so you will learn that okay, this is the technology
Yeah.
they established or they use, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the next one, which is privatization. So privatization we will start tomorrow because that's a new topic. So we will just finish it in
Okay.
one go.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay, that's a small topic. So let's just finish it. Okay, only one page.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
Okay. So privatization first of all means like giving the role to private sector. Okay, more
Yes.
role to private sector. So first of all, what they like, how will you do privatization? First, you will convert the government companies into private companies. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, this is a company, so you withdraw your ownership from there, right? Or you will sell it to the public sector industries. Yeah. So
Yes.
that is, these are the two ways that you can increase the role of private sector, private companies in the industrial sector. So what are the advantage of privatization and investment? First of all, private capital will increase and government will able to, good flow of FDI, foreign direct investment, because if somebody is investing, they will invest in the private sector company, not in the government company, right? So these
Yes.
are the two advantage. Plus over here, the performance and the efficiencies of public sector, will increase, right?
Yeah.
These are some companies, Maharatnas, Navratnas, and Mini Ratnas. In Maharatnas, you have Indian
Okay.
Oil Corporation, Steel Authority of India. In Navratnas, you have Hinduism Aeronautic Limited, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited, Mini Ratna, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, Airport Authority of India, Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation. They come under Mini Ratnas. Clear? They
Okay.
are
Yeah.
basically the example of PSU, right? First,
Okay. Yes.
Maharatna, Navratna, Mini Ratna. Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Privatization. Yes, ma'am.